Hello there, it's me, Sari here again, and today I'm here to show you not but just one, but two layouts with a sort of similar theme or scheme or sheen or whatever. And these are heavily inspired by Georgia Healds. She has only 3 videos on YouTube, but you can find lots of beautiful pictures on her blog or on Pinterest, for example. So just look for Georgia Healds. I'll be putting her name in the description box below so you know what to Google for. And I was really smitten by her way of making layouts. She has lots of texture and she has sort of simple but anyway intricate ways of using things. I have sort of followed or just copied her somewhat, but also put in a little bit of my touch, I think, here and there. So this is the first one, and I must admit that I intended to give this one away to a couple that is getting married, without the picture here of course. But I fell in love with the process and I couldn't just let this one go, so I just had to keep it for myself. And I'm hoping that I'll be even able to have some classes from this or something, because I do like this sort of light touch of mixed media thing going on here. So as you can see, there's a lot of texture. I'm sure you can recognize most of the things, and I think that's the way I like to keep things. Just combine some scrap things and just incorporate that with second-hand store finds and everything. So this is basically it, and I'll be showing you this one. And just as a comparison picture, you can see that they are sort of similar. I have kept the color scheme similar. I mean, I've worked with some pink and turquoise as well as black, because those are the colors that the married couple sort of fancy. And my intention with the first one, of course, was to go for the love theme. Hence the die cutting of those beautiful words out of funky foam or foamies or whatever. I just love die cutting words out of funky foam because it gives so much nice texture. And here you can see the stencil or the template or the negative from it. I'm sure if I were bold enough I could even use this one on my next layout perhaps, so I didn't have to waste this beauty anywhere. So let's see where I'll end up with that one. But going back to this one, I have used stamps from Prima and Finnabair, and I have added on some cheesecloth, and I've even used some punchinella there and some roses. And here's the trick. This video is also going to serve as a video for the Trinket Parlor on Facebook. It's a web shop on Facebook, and you just should go there and see what you can find. Because if you compare these two, and I'm skipping ahead back and forth because that's not just how my brain works, I'm sorry about that. I have used the sort of pink flatback pearls on both the layouts, and this is how they look. And in this case I just painted them with gesso, so they would blend into the canvas a little bit better. It's not a canvas, but I could see myself gluing this one onto a thick canvas. And in this case I just kept them as they are, shiny and nice, because they sort of blended in well with this color scheme, I think. And I've added on even more love words. This one I believe is from Fawn, and this one was from Intricutz dies. And this one is from I think it was, could it be American Crafts or something? Tangerine is the one, and I just love this font. I mean, I would love to have more words with that beautiful, bold, strong font. And I've also used a pocket watch, and I put a clock face into it. This is also from the Trinket Parlor, as well as the love bead, love word. It's a bead that you can actually pull a string through if you want to. And what else do I have from the Trinket Parlor? I'm not sure if I have that much more on this particular layout. And as for this one, I didn't go that wild either. I just have those flatback pearls actually. But this is a really fun technique, and I also must mention this to you, because you can see that I've used 2 different kinds of frames here. So if you want to save a buck and you like to make frames, I mean, the Trinket Parlor does have really nice looking frames. Various sizes and shapes. And in this case, they all were white, but I started off I think I just painted some gesso on top and then I sprayed them so I could have them in this color, because when I did them I was really in love with this color combo. And I'm thinking I'll be using them later. I could just finish these off, perhaps with some dry brushing of gesso or something, and then I could just put them on a canvas, or yeah, something like that, because I think that these are just to die for. But if you want to make frames of your own, you could actually buy yourself a big die, let's say from Tim Holtz Sizzix, because this is a really nice die, and you can see that I've even dry embossed it just to get some texture to it. Then I have painted it with some white gesso, and I could continue dry brushing something here on top, another color, just to make that frame come to life. But having done this, come thus far, I just reminded myself of having beautiful dies from CreaLies, heart dies, and in this case I've actually used 2 dies to cut simultaneously, or just at the same time, 2 layers of paper at the same time, and with those thin dies I actually could manage to do that. I could even manage to do it with a sort of a thin chipboard piece. I had to run it through several times, backwards and forwards and everything, but I actually did manage to get it out. And I was thinking that since this is going to be a love themed painting or whatever, it sort of had to have a heart frame there, and in that case I could even see all the beautiful texture in the background, because I do like that. That is one drawback, having a frame and a picture in it, because that's going to hide all the texture. So in this case I'm also loving this one quite a lot. You never know, I might even end up making another one, because I do like this one as well. And let's see, what else have I got? I've got some lace and buttons and flowers, lots of stamping, and in this case I used archival ink because I didn't want that color to bleed if it were to come in contact with those inks or those colors, paints that I have made with leftover or just small bits and pieces of paint from Inca Gold shimmer pastes. You know, I do like Inca Gold shimmer paste, and let's see if I can just put that one out there. But the one big drawback, of course, is that they dry up. I mean, they are just completely rock solid, or sort of. But since they are water soluble, or they react with water, you could actually just take a piece, put it in a small cup or something, add on some water and brush it. And you can just brush on this, spray with some water, let the color start running, so you get a sort of drippy effect. You can see it better on this one. And you can have lots of fun with those beautiful shimmery glitter pastes. And well, you know, I think I'll just stop here. You know, come to think of it, I did use some different kinds of stamps from Prima. In this case you can see that I've used a sort of stitched circle stamp. This one is from Prima, definitely. These small pattern stamps are from CreaLies, but there are also stamps from Prima and even Finnabair, I believe. I've also used some washi tape, and that is a fun way to get some texture and some patterns going on with in an easy fashion. In this case I've used another sort of splotchy coffee stain stamp. I believe this one is from Prima also. And there's this brick wall that I didn't have on this one, and there's also some kind of a lattice or net there. So you can have lots of fun with your backgrounds or pattern stamps. Just keep them in your hand, stamp, stamp, stamp. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, it's better also almost not have it perfect, I must say. So this is it, and I must say that I'm really in love with this technique. So let's see if I can make something else out of it in the future. I hope to see you soon again, but don't forget to go to Georgia Healds on Facebook, perhaps even, I'm not sure, Pinterest, YouTube, and even her blog, Georgia Healds. I think she had blog spot, I'm not sure, for goodness sake. I'm going to sign off right now anyway. Bye.